You are listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting, the best in paranormal talk only on Paranormal Experience Radio. Broadcasting live out of Birmingham, Alabama.
And we're back. Thank y'all for your patience. And I am just really enjoying this conversation, Ginette.
Good.
Because I sit on the outside looking at these cases. I have friends who are forensic psychics who are very good at what they do also. And I just, I lost, you were talking about finding things. I lost some Jimmy Buffett tickets right before my daughter's wedding, and only one of them was mine. And so I messaged 3 different girlfriends and said, look, this is what happened. And their paper, there's 2 pieces of paper I need to find. And one of them actually saw what I remembered doing with them. And I said, I did that, but they're not there. And she said, well, then you have house elves. And I was like, well, they need house elves. I said, well, then they need to learn to fold laundry and put it in drawers. Because if they're going to hide my things, they have to work too. So it was interesting. So I was surprised.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you, it's not fun. Not fun to lose things. I mean, people lose jewelry, keys, paperwork. I just had 2 calls last week where a lady gave me 3 locations. It's here, here, or here. And I thought to myself, thank you. So I tell people I get paid to find missing objects. And I'll share with you some funny cases I got phone calls on. One of them was an older lady, and these are the kind of things you have to deal with when you do missing objects and buried treasure and that kind of thing. She called me and she sounded like this, hello there. And I thought to myself, oh my God, did I get a woman who's 83 or 93 with dementia? And she goes, I would like to pay you to help me find a missing bra.
Oh no, it must have been her favorite.
It was her favorite, and
it's been missing
for.
I would pay somebody for that.
Yeah, and she goes, it's been missing for 20 years, and I was like, oh my God, no.
Oh,
and
wow.
And I said, well, sweetie, and then she told me, we talked, and I found out she was a hoarder, and I said, you know what? It's better that you take that $75 you're going to pay me, and you go buy a brand new bra, and you'll be a happy camper. Because I just, what are you going to do? You can't solve them all.
Well, especially that was not going to be solved, and there would be no satisfaction.
Well, I would assume by now that the bra had disintegrated mostly. And, what do you do for somebody who's in a delicate situation? She's elderly, and you really don't want to charge her, but you don't want to work on a project that could be really gone 20 years ago, but her mind is 20 years ago. So you're falling off a cliff. You're not getting anywhere. It's not going to happen. So it's just too funny.
Well, that is too funny because I just am always so frustrated because I'll get in a hurry and I'll put something down. And normally if I just stop for a minute and just meditate, I'll know where it is. But if I get in a tizzy, then I am just really messed up.
Right, right.
It's
I hear
not
you.
going to happen.
Yes, and I will tell you. Do you want to share a couple of missing object stories? Would that help your listeners?
I think that it would. And, if
Hmm.
you come across those Jimmy Buffett tickets, you just let that go too, because they're still gone. That has been 3 years, and they're
Oh,
still,
really?
yes.
Well, it's really funny because it's near a purse. It's near a blue item. So let me tell you how I find missing objects. I'm going to give you two stories. Recently, I was on, oh my gosh, a radio station, and I asked the guy, "This is how good I am at finding missing objects," because I have to laugh about it. Because my sister said, "You're such a freak," and I said, "I know, I can't help it. It is what it is." First, I love it, and second, I tend to be. Um, my husband calls me anal, and about doing it, but I love what I do, and it's a quick solve. It's like making a cake. In 2 hours, you bake your cake, you get to see the outcome, and you're all happy. So, there's a guy, Gary Tombstone Anderson, and I was on his show, and I said, "Yes, I find missing objects all the time." So I shared with him what I did for the writer of a Smithsonian Magazine article about dowsing, and he goes, "Okay." And I said, "Do you have something missing?" And he goes, "Yeah, I have my Harley Davidson key fob." And the problem with the Harley Davidson key fob, and this is what's across the board why crime is a game changer, because every case has its own little identity problem. I mean, it's just too funny. It's almost like trying to um, build a fence, and each fence has to be built a different way. So on Gary's situation, the Harley Davidson has set up your bike for security that if you don't have a specific key fob, you can't even start your motorcycle.
Oh, no.
And oh yeah, and your key is like $500 to $1,000.
Hmm.
That's what I was told anyway, to get a replacement. So he had two. His son lost one, and he lost the other.
Oh,
So
no.
basically, I said, I just happen to have, and this is what I tell people: combine your dream, combine, if you have a dream, combine the dowsing and combine the visions. Now, again, the word remote viewing is a brand new packaged word for a vision. Okay. So we'll try to find your tickets. But originally what had
They're
happened was,
they're by the wayside now. I do have something else later though.
yeah,
But
and they got moved. So somebody did move them on purpose.
okay.
And it has to do with the letter M or N. I'm going to say that so you can write that down. But I just taught a class on how to find missing objects because I just love doing it. And anything under the auspices of missing object can, like I said, can be treasure. It can be person. It could be, but each one has their own little process or equation or formula. So on Gary's, I said, I had a dream last night. I was in your kitchen. And he goes, "Really?" And I said, "But I need some verification. Do you?" Because I saw the mail in the kitchen. He goes, "Yes, I have. That's where we open our mail." I said, "But the room next to the kitchen was the important room." I said, "When you walk in the door and go to your left after the kitchen, what is right there?" And he goes, "Well, normally it's and I said, "Is it a dining room?" And he said, "Well, it is a dining room, but my wife turned it into a bird sanctuary."
Oh,
Can you fathom? He goes, "Yeah, we've got like 30 cockatoos or whatever in there." And I said, "Okay." I said, "All right,
that's a lot
so,
of cockatoos.
oh my God, can you fathom?" I
No.
just, ugh,
No.
no, no. And he said, "I came home that day and they had taken their seed and kicked it out of their cage and on the floor. So I went to get a vacuum cleaner. And I said, 'Do you remember I said to you the electrical, I'm on the floor and I see an electrical plug-in?' And I said, 'I think I see a table leg.' I'm just giving you the general specifics. And I said, 'I just keep going to this electrical plug.' And he goes, 'Oh my God.' And these keys have been missing for 3 weeks. All right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it wasn't a short time. And I said, 'I don't know why, but I feel like I need to leave the dining room, go to the electrical plug in the kitchen, closer to the floor.' Because, electrical plugs in the kitchen can be on the counter or can be up or on the wall. I
Hmm.
have one in the family room. It's right on the chimney,
Oh,
on the
wow.
hearth.
That's odd.
Yeah. Yeah, well, for Christmas, somebody
Well,
put it
yeah.
in for Christmas. It's so funny. And I said, but I'm on the floor. So I'm laying on the floor in the kitchen when you walk in the door on the left near the bottom. And he goes, "Okay, we're about to go to break and I'll let you know in a minute." He comes back and he goes, "Okay, I found him." I said, "What?" And he goes, "I found him." Now, of course, he minimalized the situation, which was really hilarious. And I said, "Okay, that's all you got?" And he goes, "Well," I said, "So why don't you tell us what happened?" "Okay, I just remembered I rode the bike. I came home. The birds kicked the bird seat all over the floor. I went to get a vacuum cleaner. I plugged in the vacuum cleaner. I dropped my keys right there.
Oh, wow.
I unplugged the vacuum cleaner, but the keys were under the table on the floor right there. I unplugged the vacuum cleaner and I put it back, and I forgot about the keys being right there all that time. And
Unbelievable.
and it was in the kitchen. And I said, "Well, there you go." And of course, he was a happy camper, so that was really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. So what I do is I try to isolate um, circumstances. Like I'll combine. So I call it the equation or a formula. Like a physics formula or math formula. So I'll say, all right, here's the person. So it's who, what, when, where, how. So we got Gary Tombstone. What would be the keys, and you have to write down the description of the keys. Where would be the house, because it's either in the house, in the garage, or in the vehicle. All right. So you have 3 different sites to check. And then when you have to write down the date of the missing object, and he had the date, which was great. You can also do approximately, and then that's when you start doing the research. And I always use the magic word, show me, show me, show me, because we're humans when we're very visual. I don't care if you're blind or not, you're still visual.
Right?
All right. And you say, show me, show me. And then what happened was I had a dream about the kitchen, which meant the keys were probably in the kitchen. But I always take it step by step by step because that's how I find the missing object. And people are like, well, you asked him questions. No, I said, I had a dream I was in your kitchen. All right. And the verification or confirmation I need is um, where's the mail in the kitchen? Because you have to know if you're north, south, east, or west. And I said, when you sit in the kitchen, is it behind you? And he said, yes, which meant when I go for the keys, they're going to be on the left. Does that make sense?
It does.
And so he found them on the left, on the floor, near the table leg. That's why I couldn't see the keys, because it was right near the table leg or something. It was covered up or whatever. My bet is that somebody else vacuumed and pushed the keys closer to under the table, but right next to the electrical plug. And voila, there we have the answer.
I
So
love that. That's just plain methodology and
it is.
knowing what you're doing.
Yes, and I also have a great story for people in case they want to learn about dowsing, because I am a member of the American Society of Dowsers.
Is this a one
And
minute story?
do we have 1 minute? Is that it?
We do until the top of the hour.
Well, we'll
But,
come back and talk about it.
well, we will, but we do have that minute. I want to know when you told him where those keys were and he ran to go look, did he doubt you for a moment? When you told him,
Mm,
do you feel like he knew that was
no,
right?
he knew it was right. He definitely shared an emotional, oh my, in the beginning before the break, he goes, oh my God.
Because he
Now,
remembered the vacuum, right?
he did. He did. A telepathy person would say, oh, you did it using telepathy. No, I used it either using remote viewing or a combo of dowsing or a combo of dreams. So
Hmm.
I tell people, why are you using one talent versus all of them?
I wonder that too sometimes because I don't understand. If you can do all of the things, you should do all of the things.
It's a faster process.
Seems like it would be. I mean,
Hmm.
it's just common sense, right?
It is. It
And
is.
that being said, we are going to our news break where hopefully we'll find a little common sense, but doubtful. I kid.